It's your girl Joe, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I posted something, and I'm so sorry, like from the depths, okay? But I'm back now, and you're back now, and the world can go back to normal, am I right? So welcome back, hey, and welcome back, hey. Seriously, I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful that you guys tune in and you watch my stuff and you support me and you send me love and encouragement and all of that stuff. And I just could never say thank you enough. I really appreciate you. So let's get into it, okay? Today we are making a low carb approach to tacos. It's taco night. No, it's not Tuesday, but that's all right. We can do what we want, okay? We can do what we want, okay? So what we're gonna do is be making tacos, but instead of the shells, we're gonna be using lettuce. So it's gonna be a lettuce wrap with ground meatless meat. I will say that I'm no longer on my vegan journey. I finished that at the beginning of April. I've kind of gone a little crazy with meat and everything else that I can have, butter, cheese, all of that. So I'm now gonna start my low carb, high protein kind of type diet and see how that works for my body. Before, I'm really just trying to figure out what works best for me. I do believe with everything in me that everyone's body is different. Everyone's body is going to react to different things. No one is going to be the same. You can't have 400 people do the vegan diet and expect the same results. You can't have 400 people do the keto diet and expect the same results. You just can't, because everyone's body's different, everyone's history is different, all of that. So I'm just trying to weed out what things work for me and what things don't. I do think that the vegan journey was very nice. I enjoyed it in the sense that I did feel a lot lighter. I wasn't as bloated. I didn't have as many stomach cramps and stomach pains because I wasn't eating meat. I wasn't eating cheese or dairy or any of that, which I'm pretty sure my body doesn't love. I don't think anyone's body loves dairy, honestly. I'm not gonna say I'm lactose intolerant because like I've never been tested, but sometimes when I eat a lot of dairy, my body's like, girl, you tripping. Let's take your roll and slow it down, okay? So I can eat some things, but sometimes when it's just like dairy overload, my body's like, girl, I'm not the one, don't play with me. So I do think that it's just important to figure out what works best for you. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to figure out what things work best for me. I did lose 23 pounds on the vegan diet, so I am really excited about that. I did gain 2 of those pounds back in the last couple of weeks that I've been eating whatever I want. So that's fun. And now I'm just gonna be trying my low carb, high protein for the next 3 months to see how that works for my body. So, and I'm also trying to stay away from red meat because it's pretty terrible for you. And also I have really high blood pressure. So it's like beef and pork are like the worst meats to eat, just like in general, but also because I have high blood pressure, they're the worst meats for me to eat. So I'm gonna try to stay away from those. So it'll mostly be chicken and fish that I'll be eating. And that's also the reason that we're using meatless meat tonight for the tacos. And the other reason is because Courtney is still vegan. So whenever we make large meals or family meals, we still adhere to the vegan diet so that we can all enjoy them. So the best thing about this recipe, besides it being delicious, is that it's super easy and super quick to make. The thing that takes so long is just chopping your vegetables, and the meatless meat takes like minutes to warm up because you're not cooking it, you're literally just heating it. So this is one of the best meals to make if you're like crunch for time, or if you're really hungry and you've waited too long to eat, but you still want to eat something pretty good. This is really easy, really quick. It takes like, I probably would estimate like 15 to 20 minutes. The most time consuming thing is going to be chopping your vegetables or washing your vegetables and then chopping your vegetables. Guys, please wash those veggies, because do you guys realize how many people touch them. Like, just think about you going to the grocery store and you like picking up an apple and being like, no, I don't want this one. I'm putting it back. Everyone does that. So wash your veggies. I wash mine with soap and water. I don't know if that's weird, but like, I don't care. We're trying to get these germs off, okay? Especially with everything going on, which is just crazy in itself. But even if all of this stuff wasn't going on, I really highly encourage you to wash your vegetables so you're not eating people's germs, because that's not fun. So anyways, this recipe is really easy, really quick. You're just chopping vegetables and heating up your meatless meat and then grabbing your toppings that you want to put on your tacos. So that's it. Let's go. So again, this recipe is super simple. It requires super simple, easy ingredients. Right now I'm just chopping up the sweet bell peppers. We add sweet bell peppers to pretty much everything that we cook. They're super easy, they're super delicious, and they add just that extra little flavor to whatever you're cooking. So I'm chopping these really small because I'm going to saute them before I add in the meatless meat, just to add a little extra flavor. And then the other ingredients that you need for this recipe are going to be tomatoes, that's going to be used as a topping, and then you can use a half of either a yellow sweet onion, or I have a white onion. So I'm going to chop half of that, and then your beefless beef, which we always use the Trader Joe's version because it's so good, and like, of course you can tell the difference, like it's not real meat, but like there's no like vast difference, you know, you're not like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it's actually really good. So we get that from Trader Joe's, but Beyond Meat has a crumble as well, and so does the Gardein version. We've tried both of those and we like them, but not as much as the Trader Joe's brand. And then you're also going to need your seasonings, which I'll go over in just a little bit. But right now, just chopping the sweet bell peppers up to tiny pieces. I've already turned the stove on to medium heat, and I'm going to spray it with some olive oil cooking spray. I could use regular olive oil, but I don't like to use it whenever I'm doing the meatless meat because I don't want the meat to be oily. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of the nonstick spray onto the pan, which will help it just saute a little better. You can also use a little bit of butter if you want, but again, we're trying to keep this vegan friendly, so we're not going to use any butter for this. So you want to go ahead and add your sweet peppers to the pan, and you're just going to saute those until they have a little bit of char or crispiness to them. And then once that happens, you can add your beefless beef to your sauteed sweet peppers. And this is what they look like. Super tiny, super colorful. You know you're doing something right whenever you cook with color. So now I'm going to go ahead and chop the white onion. Kind of struggling getting that outer layer off, but no worries, I will prevail. So I'm just going to chop half of this onion. Like I said, one of the people in our family, they don't like onions. So I am going to chop it, and then I'm going to put it on the side versus into the pan. Usually what I would do is saute the onion with the peppers and then add the beefless beef to it. But we'll just use it as a topping because one of us don't like onions. So we chop it up really thin. It's just going to be sprinkled as a topping on top of your taco. And I'm going to place that into a little ramekin dish so that they're not like sharing a plate with the other toppings, because she really does not like onions, which is bonkers because they're delicious. So just make sure that you're stirring your sweet bell peppers frequently so they don't stick, and also so they get an even char on all sides. So chop your little onion up, put it in its little container or on the same plate if people in your house are fine with that. Or if everyone loves onions, just saute them with your peppers next time and it'll be mixed in with the meat, which is really delicious. So just gonna mix this up a little bit, and then we're going to I'm going to take the cutting board and I'm going to wash the cutting board. In hindsight now, I'm seeing I probably should have cut the onion last because you know how onions are just very potent. So I cut it first and now I need to cut like my other vegetables and I can't because they'll smell like onions and taste like onions and that would not be beneficial to the cause. So right now I'm taking a second to wash the cutting board. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut the cherry tomatoes. I was really struggling trying to get this lid off, and then I was like, oh, you just peel the top off. That's fine. So for next time, boys and girls, you just got to peel that top off. I'm cutting cherry tomatoes because to me it's easier than cutting a whole large tomato, but obviously you can use whatever tomatoes your little heart desires, whatever tomatoes you have in the house. I'm trying to cut these in fourths unless it's a pretty small cherry tomato, then I just cut it in half. So I'm going to cut these up and add these to the toppings plate. While I'm doing this, my sweet peppers are still sauteing. Again, you just want to try to keep those moving, mixing every couple of minutes so they don't stick and so they have that evenly cooked char on all sides of those peppers. So we're going to just cut our cherry tomatoes here. And then while we're doing this, I just want to take a moment to address all the COVID-19 stuff. This stuff is like pretty bonkers right now, y'all. Like, it's pretty crazy that this is all happening and that we're all having to stay inside and that everything's shut down. It's just such a weird time. So if you're having a hard time right now, or if you're feeling like you're in a weird place, like, and you just can't really like wrap your head around everything that's going on, or like, it's kind of hard for you because you usually have a routine, but you're not able to do that right now. Just know that you're not alone in feeling that way at all. This is the beefless beef that we use from Trader Joe's. Really, really good. I think it's equivalent to a pound of ground beef. So you just need one unless you're feeding a lot of people, then two will be good too. Just remember with the beefless ground beef, you're not cooking it. It is already cooked. You're just heating it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And I also add water to mine because the thing about the beefless beef is that it sticks really easily to the pan, like because it doesn't need to be cooked. So the heat makes it stick, unfortunately. So I add a little bit of water and that keeps it from sticking to the pan. It also keeps the meat like moist and like really juicy, which is nice. I added a half a cup here, but I'm going to add probably another half a cup as it cooks. So right now, or as it heats up, I'm sorry, because again, we're just heating it. We don't need to keep it on there for very long. We're just making it warm. But the water really helps. So back to what I was saying, you guys are not alone feeling a certain type of way during this whole COVID-19 thing, because I think that we all just are feeling weird, especially if you're one of the people who aren't considered an essential worker. And so you are home a lot, which can be weird for a lot of people. So you are not by yourself on this. We are about to add our seasonings. For the seasonings, I did use ground cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, black pepper, salt, onion powder, and garlic powder, and a little bit of cayenne. For everything, I used 1 tablespoon. Except for cayenne, I used 1 teaspoon. And except for salt, I used a half of a teaspoon. And for black pepper, I use a teaspoon. So everything else will be a full tablespoon other than those 3 seasonings. So just pour that into the meat just so we can give it that nice taco meat flavoring. And then I also added a little more water. And the water just is a add it as you feel like you need it type thing. If you feel like it's sticking but not completely heated up yet, just keep adding that water. And that meatless meat is going to soak up that water. So don't feel like it's going to be soupy. Just add it gradually. So now we're going to go ahead and chop up our lettuce for our lettuce wraps. Right now I'm washing the lettuce, but it's really easy because you just have to chop the tail off of the lettuce if you get the romaine lettuce. And then you use them as little sandwich boats. So you're going to be able to put your taco inside there, or your taco meat and toppings inside there, and just fold it over like a little taco. I'm sure we all would rather have tortillas, but we trying to do right, y'all. We trying to be better selves and not die when we're 40. We're trying to live a healthy, happy life. So romaine lettuce taco wraps it is tonight. I'm also going to chop up a lime so that I can squeeze it on top. And this is what the meat looks like. It's almost finished. Actually, it is finished. So we're going to go ahead and turn that heat off and just finish chopping our lime and setting our toppings plate. And then we're going to be good to go. The things that won't be on the toppings plate are going to be the shredded cheese and the sour cream, but everything else is going to be on that toppings plate there. I like to squeeze lime on my tacos and pretty much everything, and that's why I'm adding limes, but it's totally your personal preference. So yeah, let's do it, guys. Go ahead and try these. I built my taco. So it has the meat and it has tomatoes, onions, shredded cheese, and sour cream. I put a lot of sour cream on mine because I'm obsessed with it. It's so freaking good. So I'm just gonna take a bite and see what's up. Can I play? Just keep in touch. Delicious. Wow. That was really good. All right, so low carb tacos turned out so good. 10 out of 10 would make them again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. Have the best day, and until next time, be kind to someone.